In Arthur's Pass we also saw more of the Keas. This time 2 were fighting, which gave us a chance to see the flame-red feathers they had underneath their wings, which they used to show aggression. When we finally got to Christchurch, we found our last night's accommodation, the South Island, and went out for dinner.
On the morning of the 10th of January, we packed our stuff up and left to go back to Christchurch Airport. We handed the car in and waited for our plane. This time it was a single flight back to Auckland.
We had a fantastic time on the South Island, but it was also great to get back to our friends and their pool.
On the evening of the 10th, we had a party as our mum was about to have her birthday. We didn't know very many of the people that came, which was a bit weird, but all in all it was an awesome party and we made lots of new friends.
On the 11th of January we had a day to get over the trip to the South Island, and we started preparing for a walking expedition that was going to happen on the 13th. We did this on the 11th as we didn't want to do it on the 12th because that was Mum's birthday. We also managed to sneak off to the cinema and see bedtime stories.
On the 12th of January, it was Mum's birthday. We spent the day in Auckland, up in the Sky Tower, which is the tallest freestanding structure in the whole of the southern hemisphere. It is 328 metres high, which is over 1,000 feet. We also visited the Auckland Museum and went for a slap-up nosh in the evening. On the 13th, we set off for a place called the Pinnacles. This is a set of mountains on the east side of the North Island. We climbed the pinnacles and stayed in a hut that was nearly at the top. From the top you could see over something called the Coromandel Coast and out into the South Pacific.
The climb was fantastic, walking through a tropical forest that turned into a rainforest in about 3 seconds flat. We arrived at the hut wet and tired, but feeling really good.
On the 14th we had to climb back down again. There had been a lot of rain and thunderstorms that night, which meant it was very wet underfoot on the way back down. This was even more exciting than on the way up. When we reached the bottom, we all set off for some gardens at a place called Naitier. These were no ordinary gardens though. Although beautiful, they had some very strange features, as the photos will show.
After this we headed off to our night's accommodation. It was a hotel in a town called Tauranga. As we began unpacking, there was a really heavy thunderstorm and it rained all night.
On the morning of the 15th, we headed off and had to do some shopping, but we ended up spending a couple of hours on the beach. We went from there to a waterfall that was really big. People frequently kayaked down it. Someone did while we were there. Unfortunately, we didn't manage to get a photo of him.
We ended this day stopping at another hotel in a town called Rotorua, which was swiftly renamed by us to Rotorua. That place stank. It smelt so bad because it had a lot of sulphur pools.
We took a tour of Rotorua and came across a Maori community. In the centre was their house of worship called a maraea. This is a red and white building where the beams of the roof represent the ribs and the ridge of the house represents the spine. On the outside are tikis, which are strange carvings with power shells in their eyes. The power shell is to ward off evil. The next day, 16th of January, we got up quite early to go to the largest lake in New Zealand, called Lake Taupo. This lake was formed following the eruption of a supervolcano around 26,500 years ago. It has erupted 28 times in the last 27,000 years. One eruption was so big that the ash caused the sky to turn red as far away as Rome and China. The volcano is not extinct, it is merely dormant.
Our dad did one other thing while we were at Lake Taupo. This video shows him.
He's going to do the, no, he's not doing the leap of faith. He's doing the swan dive. Oh my god. Oh no! I don't know how hang around, does he?
No, that was quick. Did you get some shots?
Yeah.
I have to do it! Me too! Following this, we went on to Hooker Falls, the most impressive waterfall we have ever seen. The colour of the waterfall was unbelievable. The power of it was just incredible. Apparently, there is more water that goes through these falls than goes through Niagara Falls. At this point, we turned around and went back to Rotorua for another night.
While we were there, we went to a Maori evening, which told us about the customs of the Maori people. Rihanna and her friend Hayley were invited up on stage to take part in one of the traditional dances using poise. These are like pom-poms on the end of a rope that the Maori women used in their dance.
The next morning, the 17th, we packed to return to Auckland. When we got back, the kids and Dad got in the pool and had fun, but Phoebe started complaining of a sore ear. By the Sunday morning, her ear was very, very painful, so she had to go to the doctor's. He took one look and said she would not be able to fly. We were due to leave for England the next day. But the next day we took Phoebe to the doctor's again, and he confirmed we were okay to fly, although she had burst her eardrum.
Therefore, we could make no more excuses, and we packed to leave this wondrous land. So we flew back via San Francisco and promised ourselves that we would return again as soon as possible.
That couldn't have been better.